Okay, I am back on briefly. You know what I like about the lives? No editing. There's no editing to the lives, but you have to get it right. You have to get it right because there is no room for error. So earlier I had mic issues. I ran into shortness of time. So I am back to, I had that little voice in my head where I know I had a few more things that I wanted to input, but I had to fight to make myself come on and just go head on and get it done and finish up where I was not able to finish up yesterday evening. So yesterday evening, I am still talking about the journals. Hello, Jesus the Beat. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. Um, Yesterday evening, the journals that I discussed to help get you to writing is your guided journals. Hi, Kaya. Hopefully, I'm saying it correctly. How are you? I discussed the guided notebooks. I discussed how guided notebooks can help get you on a writing path because you don't have to do too much thinking on your own. They have topics in them, and I don't want to go grab the notebook stack that I had yesterday. If you want to see the notebooks, they're on the previous live. But the guided notebooks will kind of get you on a thinking path without you having to put too much thought into the process. All the thought you're putting into the process is the questions that you're answering. And that could be fun because some of the questions that are in some of the guided notebooks are things that you may not even think of. And it kind of helps you to discover yourself. So they're a lot of fun to write in. So I discussed the guided notebooks, of course, the daily journal, and we're all familiar with the daily journal to help get you into writing. I discussed the gratitude journal, the letters to a loved one. That's a kind of unique topic because that's one that most may not think of. But like I said, it doesn't even have to be a deceased loved one. It could be someone you just want to communicate with or talk with. And in a way, it's like that old fashioned style of writing letters. But I do have this one with me, my notebook that I have dedicated to my deceased grandmother. I write notes to my grandmother in here, and it is a way of healing, it is a way of connecting, and it helps you feel more connected with the person that's no longer here with you, but you're still having conversation and talking about your daily life and just sharing important things or just saying I miss you. So that could help out a whole lot. Discuss that. Discuss the journal for venting, which is here, and it could be venting about just things that's going on in daily life, not just venting about a specific person or conversation or whatever, just things that's going on around you. And you want to kind of take note and just kind of, well, like vent, purge yourself, get it out and help yourself to feel better. Planners, of course, planners can get you in using some of your notebooks as planners. That gets you into a daily writing practice because it structures you to be disciplined if if you find it important to keep up with your daily planner, because then if you're looking at empty spaces, it'll make you feel like, okay, I'm falling behind, and that can help you, just jot down. You could use a planner to just jot down not only your daily events, but something specific that happened to you in that day, or where you may have gone or something like that. And then another thing that I wanted to mention is taking voice notes. If you're in a position where you feel like, okay, I can't write right now, take out your phone. I'm pretty sure just about all of our phones have voice recording on it. You can take out your phone and do a voice recording. And your voice recordings can be, you can either write them down as dictation, you sit back and listen back to it as a dictation, or you can transcribe it. My phone transcribes. So as I'm doing my voice notes, all I have to do is transcribe, and then what I have recorded into my phone, like if I'm at work and I can't write, but I have something that I want to jot down in my journal, you just take a nice voice note, and then you can come home and sit down and write it down in your journal. So that's another idea to kind of help get you to writing. Um, let's see. Okay, so I did not discuss yet. I had to take the notes down because I did not want to forget. So this is a, one of my old prayer journals, and this is another good way to use up some of your notebooks, because you can, instead of mentally doing your prayers, you can actually jot them down. And the good thing about doing that is you always have it to go back and reflect on, like years later. I started this prayer journal in 20, 2010, and it said my youngest child was 5 years old. She's 20 now, and I have all of that to go back and look back on. But that is a another way to use up some of your notebooks. And and then there's things like your quotes journal. Dedicate a notebook to quotes. There's so many beautiful quotes. And quotes are so inspirational. They can help you develop mentally. There's, beautiful, beautiful quotes that, and that's something that I constantly do. I write quotes down everywhere, but I am going to eventually dedicate one notebook to just my quotes, because I have quotes in just about every journal I have. I put quotes in. Uh, let's see before I get into that. Okay, so now that we've discussed like a lot of the paper notebooks, this would be more of a notebook recommendation, because it's not something everyone would have or even think of. So there is such a thing as a rocket book. So for people who are more private and you feel like you don't want to just have your notebooks at anywhere because people may get a hold to your notebooks, you would like to write, but you don't want to just have notebooks where accessible to just everyone. You can get something like this, something like a rocket book. And this little notebook here, what's good about it is you can handwrite your notes in, and once you are done, simply you take a towel, and I don't have my spray bottle right here, but all of this wipes away. But before you wipe it away, you want to take a photo of it and put it into your digitized app. And now you have your private note saved inside of your digitized app. And then you can just go ahead on and wipe it all away and begin again whenever you feel like it. And then there are your digital notebooks. So I have one by the name of the Awesome Note. Here on my tablet, and it is well used. I have so many entries in here. I use that one, and I also use the Hank Writer. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Should have pulled that up already. Okay, so this is one called the Hank Writer, and what's fun about this one is it's a typewriter, but I mainly use this one with I have a keyboard that I use this one with. I don't like typing on the actual keyboard that's on the screen. So when I put my key attach my Bluetooth keyboard, this screen keyboard goes down and I see more of the page. So if you are more of a private person, you can kind of use resort to digital notebooks rather than the physical one. So I think that was about it because I didn't have too much more to input. Yeah, I think that was about it. I think I did mention, I'm sure I mentioned the reading journal. Hi, Night. How are you? I did mention the reading journal. And that can help get you into writing because you're taking notes of the books that you are reading. Also, you can draw inspiration from different magazines or periodicals, different stuff like that. You want to dedicate a notebook to specific stuff like that so that you not only you're not only reading through your articles, but you're actually fully connecting with it and getting something out of it by taking notes, the actual note. My throat is, I'm tired. That's why it's so hard for my words to come out. But I just wanted to get here and finish this because when I try to do it in the evening, I feel like I'm always pushed for time when I'm doing it. But I would suggest if you do decide to use magazines, don't just use the fun magazines. Use like some of the periodicals that you can actually learn something from. Like I love the Fam's Quarterly. That's a good historical based magazine. Yeah, kind of historical based, but it's also topic based. It may be on one specific topic. Example meaning copper. So it'll give you information on copper from all type of regions and all types of use for copper, and it'll be one little periodical on that one specific subject, just full of topics on that one specific subject. So just allow yourself to have fun. I also showed how you can do fun things like adding watercolor to your backgrounds, the ephemera, different stuff to make your notebooks look fun. I have an older one here, and I really need to change the rubber band on this one. So this one was an old coffee journal, and I've always loved. Now I'm kind of getting slightly away from the creative journaling, but at one time I used to love doing creative journaling. I would sketch to tab things into every journal page I was doing, and now I'm more into the writing part of it. So another thing is like don't try to find too much inspiration from other people's work, because over inspiration could kill your own creativity. Like if you're looking at other people's work and you're comparing your work to others, it would it could kill your own creativity. So you want to have fun with it, but if you feel, just don't look just don't compare yourself too much to what other people are doing. Get there and have fun at your own level, whatever your own comfort level. So let me get this put back in here. So yeah, that was a few things that I wanted to add. Just those, what, 10, 15 minutes? No, that's 20 minutes. That would have made my video way too long. And I'm trying to keep the videos at about 20 minutes anyway. So I hope that this was helpful. And if you want to see the entirety, you will have to go back to the previous video. And for the previous live, I did have like almost 7 minutes of sound loss because my mic was not on at the time. Yeah, just checked. Find time to check. My mic wasn't on at the time, so I had a little bit of sound loss. But to everyone that have joined, thank you so much for joining, guys. I'm going to get some rest. I'm super tired, but I had that on my mind. I just wanted to throw that in. And until next time.